What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm actually so excited for today's video. It was not in the original plan, but I thought it was honestly such a fun idea, and I hope that we can kind of go back and forth and you guys can let me know like what you would let me start over. As you guys saw with the title, today we are doing a TBRR. So this is to be reread. Hopefully that wasn't like too horrible of clickbait. I'm like, oh gosh, you know people are gonna click on it because TBR. But these are the books that I really want to reread this fall. I don't know if this is gonna happen. There are 10 books here, so it's a lot, but like they just put me in the fall mood, or like I just feel like these are fall. I feel like fall's for fantasy, dark romance, and a little bit of, we have one mystery kind of thing. I don't usually like mystery scary thriller, but I definitely think fall's the season for it. So we have a couple of those. These are kind of like an extension of my recommendations as well, because if I'm gonna reread them, that means I really enjoyed them. You know what I mean? So anyway, felt like it was the perfect time for it. It's cozy. Got my sweater on because it's literally freezing outside. Don't know who thought that was okay. Even though I got my iced coffee, it's fine. We're doing all the fun things. So first, if you guys like, rereading books, if you like talking about rereads, if you guys like all the nerdy things, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's just get started. I was trying to say that you guys can let me know what books let me know what books you're gonna reread this fall, if any, and then if we're rereading any of the same books, and then if you want to see any of these rereads kind of like in a reading vlog to kind of get my opinion again. Some of these I read, some of these I know I read, yeah, I've definitely read before BookTube. I was on BookTube, but some of these I read before I was like talking about books so much and doing so many reading vlogs. So a lot of these is probably like, a couple of these you probably are like, not sure how I feel about. So alright, I thought it would be interesting. So let's jump right in. Not again. First we have Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. These are essentially like dark romance. They're a lot of other things, but again, try to keep it as PG as possible on here. Honestly, go read the trigger warnings, go read the tropes, you do you, and figure out if you like these. I just think they're so short, entertaining, very quick, and oh, I have a bookmark in here. And again, I read the whole series, and this is a short one. I probably could have reread the whole series before the end of the year. I'm sorry, before fall is over. But yes. It's so hard to like talk about it without talking about it. I enjoyed the series, and I'm definitely gonna prioritize rereading that this fall. Then we have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I really want to reread this one, obviously, because the next one's coming out soon, and I honestly didn't love this book, and so I felt like I'm missing something almost. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm getting all the information that I need. I feel like people are drawing conclusions left and right, and I'm like, girl, I do not remember that. So I definitely want to reread it. I debated on putting Fourth Wing in here, but like, I don't know if I'll have time to necessarily reread Fourth Wing, and I know Fourth Wing like the back of my hand because I already reread it, so that would be the second time I reread it. That means I would have read it 3 times. That's a lot for me, so we'll see. But I also tabbed the heck out of it, so if I ever needed to know anything, I could just go back to the tabs. This one obviously doesn't have any, so I just feel like I just have to reread this one to kind of just gauge where we're at, figure stuff out before the next book, make sure I'm on the same page as everyone else. So we'll see about that. It wasn't like that's one I'm rereading strictly because obviously the next one's coming out, not because I loved it enough to reread it. I'm actually really sad about rereading it, but I will do it. This one I'm very excited about, though. I talked about this before too, Carval by Stephanie Garber. Again, I don't necessarily want to read the whole series, even though I think I like the other 2 books better than this one. I just feel like I have somewhere to start, so if I want to like start this, read it, finish it, and then go to the next book, I can. Like, it's all still fresh in my mind. But I still enjoyed this book so much. It obviously sets the tone, creates the world. It is so good. These are YA, so they're not like, you know, too much. You don't have to overthink. And And I mean, honestly, you might have to overthink because there's a lot of like twists and games and you're like, what is real life? I don't know. I don't know anymore. You genuinely don't know. So it's just a fun, grand old time. I read this during a 24-hour readathon, and so I feel like a reread would definitely like make it better for me. I would be a lot more like aware and stuff. And so I think I gave it like 4 stars or something during the 24-hour readathon. So I kind of want to reread it and be like, okay, wait. Now that I have I'm sane and I have sleep, maybe we can come to a different conclusion. I don't know. Another YA series. This is again the only like mystery. I don't even know what the heck this is considered. Mystery? I don't know. But it's still YA, so it's not very scary or anything like that. But this is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is basically, everyone says it, but it's young adult Criminal Minds. So these teenagers are basically like they're brought into this program. I'm sure you all know this, but they're brought into this program and they're basically supposed to be tracking figuring out cold cases. Well, those cold cases turn warm, baby! And so it's super entertaining, super fun, and there's a little bit of romance. It's just a grand old time, and I feel like it's the perfect season for it. So I definitely want to reread that. Honestly, again, that's the same thing like I said before. I don't necessarily need to reread the whole series right now, but at least if I'm rereading them slowly, they're back in my brain. They're back in my brain. Oh, this one I'm so excited about. I have to check. I think the next one comes out in November. This is The Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I always say this, but I like the UK, I don't know if I've always said this. I've said this before, but I like the Crimson Moth better than the Heartless Hunter. Like the name. I like Crimson Moth sounds like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Anyway, I read this though, and I enjoyed it. I loved it so much. I thought it was so good. It's YA and it's also in third freaking person, and I loved it. Like, that's saying a lot. And so if you third person doesn't bother you, and YA, you like YA, this will be probably your favorite book freaking ever. It is literally so good. It definitely gives the fall vibes, like, you know, just curl up with a blanket. But it also, the next one's coming out soon, so I want to make sure my brain is like prepped and ready, and I'm excited because I remember that it ended crazily. I remember that it ended crazy, but I don't remember specifics. So I want to reread it. I'm so excited about this one. I have to prioritize this because I really want to. I really want to. There's so many books I want to read. Like, even just like, if you guys saw Tuesday's video, I just hauled all these freaking books. And so my TBR cart is full to the brim. And so I'm like, I gotta read all of these. I gotta read so much. But I want to. It's fine. This is happiness. I love reading. I genuinely do, but it's funny. All right. Then we have this beautiful book. Oh my gosh, isn't she stunning? I love this cover so much. This is The Serpents and the Wings of Night by Chris Broadbent. Yes, by Chris Broadbent. I'm panicked. I was like, wait, what? I read these a while ago and I love these books. I thought they were so good. Honestly, the second one, I love the first one better than the second one for sure, but the second one I'm like, I can't believe I actually like went through that. Because that second book is crazy. The ending of this one is savage, and I still read the second, like, that's savage. So I'm really excited about this. I want to reread them because there's another book coming out soon as well. I don't know if that one might come out in November as well. And so I want to like kind of reassess. They're not going to be the same main characters. It's going to be a different main character, but all the same world, just a different court. So it's like, it's really cool. I love the way she's doing this, not gonna lie. But yes, and then she's also coming out with a new cover for the little novella too. And so I'm like, it's just a perfect time. I feel like it's still relevant. These covers are new. These are just the original hard covers. I just took off the dust jacket and that's what they look like. So get yours while you can because this is literally the prettiest. I'm sorry, I have to show you both. Literally the prettiest covers I've ever seen in my life. Like, I love them so much. And it's a duology and a novella. So I'm like, honestly, it's 2 books and a novella. So I'm like, honestly, I could reread both of them if I really wanted to. So beautiful. Then we have some dark romance. I don't know, I want to like dive into the series. This is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. It's coming back to me that I didn't love this book, but I loved some of the other ones. They're right here. So I don't know, but I might just have to like reread it and see what the juicy tea is. So obviously Hooked, it's Hook from Peter Pan, but like in the real world. So it's like She calls it, she says it's not a retelling. I wonder if it's here. Hooked is a dark contemporary romance. It is an adult, fractured fairy tale. It is not fantasy or retelling. The main character is a villain. If you're looking for a safe read with redemption and a bad guy turned into a hero, you will not find it in these pages. Yeah, So I just, again, they're very fall, and just like, I don't know, again, just seems like the vibe, but we'll see. This one, it's not going to be like the top priority, but it definitely is on there, especially too. There is another book coming out in the series. This series is actually, not that I never realized it, but like I never explained that these series, they're not interconnected. They're all standalones, but they're just like in the same worlds. None of the characters overlap. So basically they're all just different villains, but the characters are never in more than one book. So I'm like, they're not interconnected standalones. They're just a series of standalones, and I never like thought about sharing that because for the most part, I don't think I have any other series like that. I think it's either like a series, interconnected standalones, or just standalones that are not even related at all. So I don't know. I like that though. I could read any book I want and I don't have to start from one. Alright, then we have another Katie Robert. This is A Court of the Vampire Queen. Oh my gosh. This book was madness. So it's basically like 3 books in one. They're 3 like shorter books because Katie Robert usually writes something short and quick. So it's 3 in one. But it's actually like, might as well read it all together. Like, might as well. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So it says like Act 3. Oh, that says Act 2. Act 2 air, like the air, and so like you can see it's split into 3. And I think you could buy them separately if you want to, but those covers are not cute, so I just got them all together. Anyway, basically, Court of the Vampire Queen is, I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory. This girl, she's half human, half vampire, and she gets sold to a vampire. But this vampire has friends. Enough said. Okay, I definitely want to reread this again. Very fall-esque, I feel like. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up if you dare. If you dare. Dun dun dun. The opposite of YA. It's not YA at all, just so you know. Alright, these last 2 I'm sure will surprise you because honestly, they just popped in my head the other day and I was like, oh, I really want to reread these. So I've actually reread this already, so this would be probably my most reread book if I do read it for a 3rd time. That is Life and Death by Stephanie Garber. If you guys do not know, this exists, and this is incredible. It's probably my favorite Twilight book. I have to reread this next, whatever. We'll see if it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite, though. So basically what this is it's, I'm not saying a retelling of Twilight, but it's basically Bella's character is the male, and then Edward's character is a female, and so all the roles end up getting switched. So like Emmett is a girl, like ends up being Edith. No, Edith is the main girl. I don't know. It's something like that, where like Jasper is like wow, I'm butchering all these names. I have no memory. It's hard to explain. Like, the characters are opposite genders, and not that it doesn't change that much, but obviously then, like, instead of Bella and Alice being friends, it's Archie. It ends up being Archie and Beau. So, like, the guys have the guy relationship. You know what I mean? So that's why I think they flipped everything. But I just love it so much. So basically, it's like Twilight, but it's only one book. So it's a different ending. And there are just so many cute moments. A couple cringy moments. But, like, it's so worth the read if you have not read it. And so I just love it. It's like getting the whole Twilight experience in one book. Love that for us. And then there's no Bella. Yeah. It's so great. It's so hard in my head because I was like, oh, I should just reread the Twilights. Like, that would be a fun thing. But I'm like, I can't like picture Bella without being Kristen Stewart now. But the thing is that not even just like Kristen Stewart from the movies, Kristen Stewart from the memes and from the people's recreations. It's just horrible. So I can't unpicture it. I can't unsee it. And so now I can't reread it. Maybe one day I'll get over that. But I love this for us, and I wish that this was a movie. You don't understand how badly I wish this was a movie. Look at this book, is so cute. She's so abused. This looks like a red book. I'm honestly like, I should start it right now. I want to reread that really bad. But this one I have not reread yet. This is also from the Twilight series. So this is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Did I say Stephanie Garber earlier? I feel like I might have. So this is Twilight in Edward's perspective, which again, I just feel like that is perfect because it's Edward. Like, it's mostly Edward, and Edward's my favorite. I love this book so much because it's popping in my head. I'm like, why did I love this book? But no, I loved it so much because watching Twilight, I feel like somehow Robert Pattinson encompassed all of this without this book existing. And I'm like, how did he do that? How did he do that? Because he's talented. He's so talented. He gave Edward like this backstory that obviously none of us really know. You get bits and pieces, but like this, I feel like tells the truth of everything. And you're like, no way was this like all basically like I could have written this book because of what you can tell from the movie. And so obviously she wrote this. I believe she wrote this after the movies came out anyway. So like it could just be like pulling from that, but like it was so perfect that I'm like, I love this book so much. And then Edward's perspective is just incredible because you get to know like what he's thinking and what everyone else is thinking because he's a mind reader. And so it's great. I loved it so much. I thought it was so good. So definitely would want to reread this. I got this when I worked at TJ Maxx, which was like a bajillion years ago, but I definitely want to reread this. Now I'm like getting more excited. I like have no space on my TBR cart, or else I'd put some of these on the reread shelf. Maybe I'll figure something out. Anyway, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's very quick, very chill. Obviously, I don't know if I'll be able to read every single one of those books, but I'm going to try my best. Let me know what books you're gonna recommend. Oh my gosh, let me know what books you're rereading. And if you want to see any of these like in other videos and the whole nine. Of course, if I read them, they'll end up in my reading wrap up. But like if you want to see them in vlogs, if I should just do a full-blown rereading vlog. I could read the like Twilight extensions because I have the Short Second Life of Britannia as well. And I liked that book when I first read it. I read that though in like high school. But I feel like that could be a fun video. I don't know. Let your girl know. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye, nerds.